Yeah.
Yes.
You doing all right this evening? Hey, Lynn. How you doing, though? Hey, Paula.
Parliament's cracker.
Yeah, we're all right. Hey, Kathy. Yeah, he'll he'll turn up when he's ready to come back. Oh, Ryan Davis Jr. Well, I was planning on coming on earlier. Um, our water bill was like nearly $70 again this time, and it was our toilet that kept running, all the time. No matter which way you adjusted it, it still runs. So we had to wait on the landlord's uh, son-in-law to come down, and he was going to put some new guts in this one, and it wasn't working. So they had to go get us a new one.
Yeah.
Hey, Lisa. Lisa says, hey.
Hey.
So that's what we've been doing today. I didn't want to get started and then have to stop like that. Has anybody heard anything else about this Ryan Davis Jr.? Uh, MZ said that uh, that um, Ryan didn't have any siblings. Hey, Sabina. Um, have you heard anything else about this Ryan Davis Jr.? Sabina? Everybody throw prayers up for Cassie. Bless you, love. Um, prayers for Cassie. Bless you. The mother got arrested the same day that George did. Yeah. Um, MZ said that he didn't have any siblings. Uh, Now, like I said, I don't know if he does or don't. I ain't heard nothing about that. Um, they threw out some pretty much right on the spot with some of these things that were said last night. Hey, Patricia. Um, said Red Falls, and then did say something about a sister. Um, it goes by RJ. Second name Rocker Cole. Give him that name. Oh man, hey, be my guest. Um, did you know where if he had any siblings or whatever? Because he definitely said sister. He mentioned grandma, talked about his real dad, then talked about George. He said just didn't want to go home or just wanted to go home. I don't know. Yeah, I seen about that. Um, and then he talked about Red Falls. Um, Stepdad may have some kids. Well, probably does. Sniffed chemicals. Uh, said he passed out in the driveway. So I guess that was a parking lot. They had a hotel Quality Inn. I don't know how anything couldn't have been seen. I know for a fact that them Quality Inns have cameras. They watch the parking lots all the way around. And they still haven't found him. Is that correct? And he's still missing. Is that correct? Ryan. I said, Mom Kimberly. I couldn't hardly make that out. Okay.
No.
12-year-old Ryan Davis Jr. Can you tell where you are? People are trying to find you, and it would be good if you could tell them where to go. Figures, don't it? Well, he did say kill him, and when I said, why in the world would you want something like that? He's because I had to live with him. Um, so I guess you just carried it on with that George feller. What these children have to go through. And then saying sniffed chemicals. And I've looked at that, and sometimes they'll work uh ass backwards. You know what I'm talking about? Well, this here was kind of right as far as straighten out. Said sniff chemicals fell on ground. Hey, and uh, so maybe he got into something. They left up in the middle of the night. Maybe he got into something that they had. Yes, happy Friday to you. Uh, and then when he thought he passed out, maybe that's when he got put in a truck or something. And he said twice, no pants on. Said it twice, maybe three times. Bruises, wells, goose egg bumps on him. Also, got in trouble for breaking into vending machines. He said they wouldn't give him any food. I just turns my stomach. How can anybody turn somebody away from food? I don't understand that. The lowest of the low, I wouldn't deny them food. 14 likes and 14 on and 6 likes. One sitting in the back. If you like this content, hit that like button. So the way they call him out is RJ. And I've been calling Ryan Davis Jr., which is the right name. And then you said they gave him probably the other name. Hey, Mimi. Um, I would hate to turn away from. Well, I will ask that very question, RJ. I know I heard something other that sounded to me like a town or something like that. And he said the Red Falls. They said, like I said, he just didn't want to go home or just did want to go home. Maybe that he just started being in that hotel with them. Said his real dad was too strict, plus fooling around. And now he's all bruised up like that. Last time anybody seen him. Well, I got 13 and 9. Well, got 14 and 9 now. And I'll see if Ryan will go by that. You already heard 6 names today. Well, I heard Ryan Davis. I think that's what y'all put up there last night. Ryan Davis. And then this is Ryan Davis Jr. And then stepdad is George Cole. They got with Kimberly Cole here. If he was born with this name, Ryan Davis Jr., then he definitely knows who we're calling out to. He's not mistaken by that. Even if somebody changes your birth name, you still know what it is. So, sniffed chemicals, fell on the ground. If he slipped out in the middle of the night, they should have that on camera. If he run down the road or whatnot, if he was trying to pull clothes up or put clothes on or whatnot, run out there, they'll show that too. And he kept saying in the back of a truck. I just wonder if Kimberly or somebody's the one called -3 Celsius. Good enough. The worst part is parents sexually abused animals too. Real sick. Yeah, people end up having sexual animals as well. It's sick, but they do it. Hey, Gingy. That's nasty. There ain't no telling what all this boy's been uh, had before him to have to do or see, you know. And I guess he thought, well, maybe this is my time to get out of here. Well, that's what I'm talking about. If somebody don't start putting a halt to this CPS junk, there's gonna be a lot more children in a bad way because they'll know that they're not doing their job. That's just like with Daniel and Malaya. They've been there 3 or 4 times or more. They just let it go. And now everybody sees the results of that. Now here it is. A 12-year-old having to go through some of the same junk. This Ryan Davis Jr., your birth name. 12-year-old Ryan Davis Jr. If you can hear me, do you also go by RJ?
Close.
Ryan Davis Jr. Do you go by RJ? If you can hear me, Ryan. If you can hear me, Ryan Davis Jr. Try to answer this. Do you go by RJ? Okay. Yeah, RJ. Yeah. Hang on. There you go. Pen. Yeah. RJ. Okay. Now we get something. And thank you for that. And that was at 22 minutes and some change. And you'll use your earbuds and you'll hear them say that, or hear him say that. He sure did. And not only just admitting to it, he said it. Yeah, RJ. And 22 and some change. Y'all listen to it, you'll hear it. If you want to go by RJ, you said you ran away. And you said sniffed chemicals,
But
fell on ground. You believed you passed out. Now you said in the driveway, and if y'all were at Quality Inn Hotel, wait a minute. RJ, Dad beat Mom. Okay. Well, all right. RJ, where you guys staying at Quality Inn Hotel? Let's just get some things clarified here. Now, if you're going by RJ instead of your birth name, Ryan Davis, then RJ, answer the question if you can hear me. Okay, you said you can hear me. I heard that. Where are you guys staying in Quality Inn? Yeah, okay. Now, because I know you said driveway. Oh, now, could it have been when you run out that night? You said you had sniffed some chemicals. Were you trying to go maybe to another home somewhere and ask for some help? And maybe your stepdad or mom or somebody called up to you. Well, I guess it was your mom or somebody that called and reported that you run off. And if you were picked up, yeah, she left. If you were picked up and you were put in the back of a truck, sure did. You said twice, no pants on. That's my name. Now, yeah, he'd be innocent. He's been groomed into this junk. That's why they do claim they do homeschooling and all this good stuff. None of this is his fault. And if Kimberly and George is into that bestiality stuff, that's their prerogative. But if you, like I said, I don't know what to call you now because you say you want to go by RJ, but your birth name was Ryan Davis, and I'm gonna give you that leadway of RJ. You are not responsible for the adults' actions and what they do. You can't control that. Everything that you've done and been through is wrong. And I can tell you right now, me and the behalf of JSV here would be on your side, buddy. And I know it's your mom and stepdad, but I wouldn't care if it was King of Peru. Uh, they need to, you know, be behind bars, and you should. I wished you could have got somewhere where you could have got some help. Um, because this is just wrong for them to do you that way. Your real dad got 10 years in prison, or may still be in there. I don't know. Um, but I want you to make no mistake and not. I don't want you to misunderstand me. We need clarification on some of this stuff, RJ. Uh, I'm gonna ask you some very, very sick questions here in a minute. You're gonna be the one that can tell your story. Like I said yesterday, I don't want a loved one that's already passed to tell your story. Of course, they would know what you've been through, yes, and try to protect you. But here, RJ, we give you a voice. And praying one of these days people will quit turning a deaf ear to you children. They could have been more focused on you and your schooling and education instead of all this sick, twisted junk. That is not your fault. I don't give a damn who says what. You are not held accountable for none of this. When you're groomed up, and let me tell you something, you ain't the only one in this. There's millions and millions and millions of children that are getting done that way on a daily basis. And yes, even with animals. It's sick. You didn't deserve it. Your mom, bad as I hate to say, she deserves everything coming to her. Stepdad George, he deserves everything coming to him. But I would like to know where if one of them picked you up in the back of and put you in the back of a truck or in the back seat of a truck or whatever? Or did someone pick you up and put you in the back seat and leave with you? Did you call someone to see if you could get them to meet you so they could take you away from that place? Yeah. You might want to throw up that caution tape again, Sabina, because I'm going to ask some very hard questions. No, he is not responsible for anything. Uh, he can tell that plain as day. Get it out here. And again, this is why YouTube, open your ears and just shush and listen. This is why this channel of mine is not made for children. Other children do not need to hear this kind of stuff. Okay. So I want to get some confirmation on this stuff and let this child know that he ain't uh, responsible for any of it. This is something that he's been groomed into, just like a small girl growing up, getting groomed into it. This stuff's happening all around the world, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And throwing the animals in with it, that's just no surprise. I mean, it's asked, aren't they, is what is Bob Dad's real name? Ryan, well, RJ. 12-year-old RJ. I'm gonna ask you a question, RJ. Which now I called you last night, Ryan Davis Jr. That was the name I was given. Yeah. So that was your birth name. But you want to go by RJ. Yeah. Who Cole? Who is that feller talking there? Are you talking about George Cole? And Kimberly? Her son. Okay, hang on. RJ, I want to ask you, I'm fixing to ask you something. I want you to hear me good. The more you, let me explain something. The more things that are explained here will be easier to get off your chest and to help you cross over. What I don't want is someone to mimic you. And, you know, I know family members will do that and try to protect you from getting to have to answer the questions. Well, here's what I say about that. You're the one that had to go through this. You need to be the one to tell it. So, is it true, RJ, that your mom and dad, or your mom and George, were they also committing animal sex acts? RJ, was your mom or George or your real dad sorry, buddy. Can you tell me what your real dad's name is? Because last night I was calling you Ryan Davis Jr., 12-year-old from Oklahoma, and you didn't tell me anything about that you're going by the name of RJ. Yeah, it's sick. Let him speak. RJ. Did Kimberly participate in animal beastie? All right. Now, can you tell me your dad's real name? Your real dad. Your biological dad. RJ.
What's that?
Did you say Ryan? Is it? You said it is? Ryan. Cool. I mean, I don't know the last name then. Right now, yes, it'd be safe here. I'm gonna say Ryan or RJ, whichever one you prefer to go by. I just want you to be able to understand and hear me clearly. People out here, a lot of people really do care, RJ. Not all people are bad, okay? If you scooped up a handful, you might get one and a half that's decent. Not everybody is bad, okay? We need you to tell us where you are, because there are people out there that care. Even though your mom and George and your real dad was doing things and stuff, and now it's been told that you've had bruises all over you, you've been getting hit, pinched, I guess, I don't know. You fill in the blanks for me, buddy, and let's get this story out here. Ryan Jr. Well, I was calling him Ryan Davis Jr. Yesterday, and he went by it, but he said he did also go by RJ. And I mean, whatever they want to go by, I give that respect and go by it. No, he wouldn't be going back with them. The only thing that I'm worried with is if a loved one knows and seen whatever he's gone through, and they're trying to protect him, in which they do quite often, and they will mimic. Hey, Christy, they will mimic their loved ones to speak for them, and that's one thing I'm trying to avoid. If I can get him to answer quick enough on one question, they won't have time to do that. So, RJ, or Ryan Jr., did you have a bunch of bruises all over you? Were you bruised up? Right, RJ, you said that you think you passed out. That was after you sniffed the chemicals. Hear me. Hear me. RJ or Ryan Jr., hear me. Wait. You sniffed chemicals. You fell on the ground in the driveway. Was in a driveway where they found someone found you or picked you up. Take care. Cool. Yeah. Got where? Where'd you get to? Now we may be getting somewhere. Come on now, talk to me. Let's get some people out there and get you found, buddy. RJ, can you tell me where you are right now? I heard once you said Red Falls, and that is a park that's got walking trails and rivers and all kind of stuff. RJ, and I'm gonna also keep saying Ryan Jr. So you know that that's me calling out to you. When you left the apartment, or hotel, if somebody would have seen you, would they have been able to recognize all the bruises? Or was most of them covered up with clothing? So the only way, I mean, like I said, don't take a rocket science to figure it out. If somebody could see, hang on. If somebody seen these bruises all over you, make no mistake. If somebody's going to abuse somebody, 9 times out of 10, they'll do it to where clothing will cover up the wounds. Now, you said no pants on and whatnot. I've heard that you've had hits in the legs, pinched, whatever hit. How would it been told all this if you had clothes on? Who would have been able to say that? Because I'm telling you, if your mom called it in that you run off and you still ain't been found, then who gave that information? That's the one. Christy says, "Hey,
Hey.
that's that." Hey, Cassie. Uh, a relative he ran to. RJ, did you run to a relative? Did you? Wait a minute. RJ, Ryan Jr., to family. Okay. Well, that's a good thing. Ryan, I, yesterday I was real hung up on the timeline of this happening. And did you get in their vehicle and just maybe lay down and think you'd be safe like that? Or did you just knock on the door and go in? Because this here, a lot of this stuff that's been said, a lot of this stuff that's been said was what made plus tax, what put me on a questionable timeline here. If indeed, if you indeed went through this kind of stuff, now I'm gonna go say this just like I had to do. Uh, uh, what's his name? Uh, Dylan Rounds. I understand that you may have been subject to all this stuff going on, and there's some timeline fractures here. There's Ryan Jr. or RJ. There's only two ways that this can go as far as getting the information that has been said here. One way would be your way, another way would be someone else saying some things here. And I told you yesterday I didn't want anybody to try to speak over you, let you answer your own questions. If that is what's taking place here, that a loved one is saying some stuff, and it seems to me I can't put the proof on the table yet with it, but you said you think you passed out, correct? Well, during the time that maybe if that took place, you had an out of body experience and whatever came to mind, and these are the things that you have said that you have had in your mind and memory that a lot of this junk the way it went on. There's a problem with that, RJ or Ryan Jr., because that would be your subconscious saying these things if you were stuck in a death state. If someone mimics you, tries to protect you, then that would be the only reason why, when I asked a certain question that you should definitely know, someone says just a little bit, enough to give you something to go on. I would love, hey, Johnny, I, I'm going to ask you something here. If it works, then the way I think it's going to work, you need some help. If it goes the way you're talking, then we need to know where you are for sure. Um, so you ran to a family member. Things like no pants on, grandma, live with him, kill him, uh, because I had to live with him, tortured. Real dad was too strict, was upset. Um, Someone else answered for your birth date. I said, was the 14 mark your birth date? You said yes. Back of truck. Again, no pants. Sniffed chemicals, fell on the ground. Now, that may have been what happened. You may have experienced these things, bestiality and all these kind of things, and other stuff that you've been uh, groomed into at a very young age here, would be something that your subconscious could say, or a past loved one is saying things and mimicking you. And if so, then I'm not sure, Ryan or RJ, that you are deceased. Uh, you know, uh, I don't know. Um, I want you, RJ or Ryan Jr., to show me images you last remember before you passed out. Because with a lot of this stuff not add up correctly, which 90% does, but if this is said from a loved one, then I'll believe everything that they have said here. But I would say that it would be your subconscious that said this or a loved one that's done passed on. A neighborhood, um, um, houses, trailer, woods, in woods walking. When you said I think I passed out in driveway. I think if you had went to a family's home to get help, that could have been the driveway instead of parking lot, because you didn't say parking lot. That could have been the driveway that you said that you fell after sniffing chemicals. If that's the case, aunt, RJ, or Ryan Jr., is your grandma alive? Let Ryan speak, or RJ speak. Is grandma alive? Or has grandma passed away? Cole. Ryan, I want to say yes, because I want to believe you. I asked you. Wait, wait. I asked you to be straight up with me and tell it like it is. Can you tell me where you are now? Are you with a loved one? Are you with family? RJ or Ryan Jr., are you with loved ones? We need to pass through this, uh, Ryan Jr. or RJ.
What?
I mean, I believe you 100% on being abused and probably probably watching things with sickness, junk with stuff, but if there was a way that a loved one has taken you in, if you ran away and went to a family member, RJ or Ryan Jr., um, I'm going to have to get Ava involved in this. I understand that you may have been. Um, who was driving? Who who was driving? Did you go, like I said, to a family member and they take you somewhere, or This is an awful lot. I mean, an awful lot. Yes, sir, he hurt me. No pants on, yes, grandma. Kill him. I said, why? He said, because I had to live with him. Uh, I said, do you ever talk to your dad, real dad, or anything? He said, not a lot. Tortured me. Real dad was too strict. And then I asked about George and Kimberly, and he said upset. Was upset. I don't know if that means he was or they was. Maybe he didn't want to participate in whatever they were doing. It pissed him off. Maybe he just grabbed enough medication or whatever was there, whatever type of drug may have been there, and done it. And then that's when he run off. And that may be why he passed out and fell in a driveway somewhere. And if he made it to a loved one's or family member's home, then yeah, that's the way this went down, 100%. Um, but I've got a feeling that on certain parts of some of these things said, could be someone not wanting to let you speak of this, no more than what you can. And that causes friction in the situation. The way it stands, 9 times out of 10, if we don't hear about anybody, whoever I call out to, they're still here in the physical. I can pick up people's energy that is still here in the physical. Um, you know, I've done it with you guys. Hey, babe. Um, if that's what this is, if, and if is a big word, then there is a chance, a decent chance, that you could be living with a family member that would have been on your side, back you up. But one thing that I'm not understanding, well, not just one, he ran away. If they were in a hotel, Quality Inn, it would have been on camera. Um, if you went to a family member's house and they, if they wasn't doing the same things as his people would, then they would have called police. There would have been a record of it that he'd been found. With him not being found is what's worrying me. Sometimes it's not as easy as dealing with a past loved one or a past person, but from time to time it happens. If he's with a loved one and here in the physical, then yes, when he passed out or whatever, that's where all this is coming from. That's in his memory. That's the energy he got enough to speak and tell it like it is. That's what I told him to do. Tell me the truth and set things straight to start with. Don't beat around the bushes about nothing. get you out there and get you found. But there's a catch to this. If he ran to a family member and they knew, if they knew what they have groomed this boy up to do, then right there may have been the problem. Because they wouldn't either wanted to tell on her. It could be his mom's sister or aunt or whoever, or some of George's people. I don't know. I've been told two or three different things here. As far as okay, all right. Talk about the bruises. Okay, if he went to a loved one's house and seen the bruises on him, and he told them everything was going on, and if they wasn't aware of what was going on, when they seen the bruises, if they wasn't doing the same thing, they would have called and reported it. So no, I'm not pushing away that he is deceased at all. And the best thing for me right now to do to split the difference to find out yay or nay would, yes, hey Lisa, would be for me to get Ava involved and find out if it's yes, indeed, or no. The they know that they was doing this to him, his mom and the real dad and George. Then when if one of them called and reported him running away, knowing that he's got all that stuff on him, and this and that and other, then yes, that would let me know that okay, um, he's he's all right. There's somebody not saying something because she did all this to him. I don't see and understand that Kimberly would have called 911. They would have checked him out up and down all the way around. Because with all this junk that he's talking about, he'd be very, very pissed. And he'd be scared and he would tell everything. It's crazy, guys. And again, yeah, if he did admit that he ran away, that he did. But he probably in his mind, well, if I get away, that will save me and keep mom or whoever from getting in trouble or whatever. That could have been the state of mind he was in, and I wouldn't have to nobody call the law on him and get him in trouble. I mean, it's still his mom, no matter how bad and gross they were. A lot of children just don't want to get their parents in trouble. But if he went to someone's home and they knowed what the mom and George was doing and didn't call the authorities, no, that'd be terrible. So what I'm going to do is get this split right here and give me yay or nay on if a loved one uh, got him and keeping him on the down low after the 911 call, which um, then they could get in trouble for withholding information, or if they don't know it or not, by keeping the child there and not reporting that he's there. I just want I just want it split up and told yes he is or no he is not. And if not, what loved one is telling all this stuff that they've seen? And all this stuff that he's been talking about is the same things that I've been hearing and seeing. Uh, I mean, I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna give up yet on him. Yeah, yeah. Let me get Ava involved, and then tomorrow I can find out yes he is or no he's not. Um, and then that way we can go on to the next one. Um, because if he is not, then she can tell us exactly where he's at. And if he is, she could tell exactly where he's at. I don't think that they would let him run off after they found out that he ran without trying to go somewhere to see if he was at a family member's house or whatever. Search the streets for him. Um, so yeah, I'm going to say I'm leaning 90% toward that he is deceased, but I want confirmation on it. Uh, Someone that can lay eyes on him. Um, and something's had to be told to the mom and George for them to be got locked up. So it would have been ignorant for one of them to call the police. Yes. Um, so we'll continue this a little while tomorrow and get results from her. And it'll go one or two ways. That's all we can do. And then y'all can come up with another clip of someone that has not been found. Uh, then we'll do that. If not, then it'll be us time tomorrow. Um, that's the only thing I know to do. That's the only thing. Y'all keep that boy in your thoughts and prayers, and let's wait on the news, I guess, to find out tomorrow. She goes in a little earlier tomorrow, so she'll be there 11 to 7. So let's see if we can get off of it, and then if we get some details, then we can have a good time and just do us. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and close it here, guys. I love each and every one of you. Let's just keep him in our thoughts and prayers. Dadgummit. I love every one of you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bless you. Bless all of you.